Yeah.
Oh,
Morning, Sam.
Morning. Hey, Mary. Got a big crowd. Hey, Lenny. All right.
Somebody signed up for public comment. No one signed up for public comment.
All right, let's get started. I'd like to call the meeting to order, so we have a quorum present. And our first agenda item is to consider the minutes of the meeting of August 14th. These have been distributed and reviewed by all the commissioners. And I'll entertain a motion to accept these minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right. Our next item on the agenda is election of commission chair and vice chair. At this time, I'll accept nominations for the commission chair.
I move that Sam Miller serve as the chair.
Second.
Any other nominations? It's moved and seconded, any discussion? All right, I'll call for the question. All in favor say, or raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right, now the next item is the commission vice chair. And Lanier is currently our vice chair, but he and, let's see, who else? Yeah. Anyway, we have two commissioners who are not eligible to serve for vice chair until their terms are resubmitted. So I'll call for nominations for the vice chair. Any nominations?
I move that Thomas Walter serve as the vice chair.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other nominations? If not, I'll call for the question. All in favor of Mr. Walters as the vice chair, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right. Tom, looks like you have been honored with this.
Thank you. Keep showing up, Sam.
Debbie, do you want us to wait until we sign this before we move on?
Well, I'll just pass it down and take care of this.
Okay. All right, well, let's call on Director LaFleur for his report this morning.
With your permission, I will take off my mask so you can hear me. Congratulations on your hard-fought election victories. Looking forward to a new year. Well, good morning and welcome to the first meeting of the Alabama Environmental Management Commission for fiscal year 2021. This being the beginning of the new fiscal year, today's report will review the department's operating plan results for FY 2020 and the new FY 2021 plan. In 2019, the department and the commission updated the Unified Strategic Plan as is done every 5 years. The goals in the department's annual operating plan are the same as those in the 5-year Unified Strategic Plan. To achieve the 5-year goals in the strategic plan, each year the department develops an annual operating plan that sets forth specific objectives toward achieving the goals. Today's report will review those objectives for FY 2020 and FY 2021. The strategic plan and the annual operating plan shared goals are effective and responsive commission, high-performing work environment, credible relationships with external stakeholders, and efficient and effective departmental operations. The department's annual operating plan has objectives that can be categorized in two ways: those that are continuous and those that have a finite completion time frame. Continuous objectives are those that are in the operating plan every year. These are activities like communication practices, promoting professional development, regularly measuring performance, public outreach, and innovation. Finite objectives include such activities as completing construction on physical facilities, implementing new specific programs or systems, technology upgrades, and the like. The FY 2020 operating plan had 81 objectives, with 50 categorized as continuous and 31 with a finite completion schedule. All finite objectives due to be completed in 2020 were accomplished, and planned progress on all other objectives was achieved. The FY 2021 operating plan has 91 itemized objectives, of which 40 have a finite completion schedule. The next several slides will recap some of the individual FY 20 departmental operating plan objectives accomplished during the past fiscal year and provide a general description of some of the new objectives in the FY 2021 plan. The objectives are grouped under the 4 broad shared goals in the Unified 5-Year Strategic Plan. The first goal in the department's annual operating plan is to have an effective and responsive commission. To achieve this goal, there must be effective communication between me as director and each of the 7 commissioners. This involves a set of ongoing objectives that continue year to year. The commission and the public are provided a written schedule of all anticipated rulemaking well before proposed rules are formally presented. Before each of the 6 regularly scheduled commission meetings, the ongoing rulemaking information memo is sent to each commissioner and posted on the ADEM website. The director will continue one-on-one meetings 6 times per year with each commissioner to discuss the latest issues confronting the department and affecting our environment. Additionally, the director will provide a written memorandum entitled ADEM Update prior to each commission meeting, highlighting significant new activities in each of the department's 5 divisions and addressing interim progress on the individual objectives set out in the department's annual operating plan. And the director will deliver a report at each commission meeting. The reports will include a review of standard EPA performance metrics, an analysis of the state of the environment in Alabama, and other current environmental topics. Each of these objectives was accomplished in FY 2020 and will continue in FY 21. The ongoing rulemaking memo, the ADEM update memo, and the director's reports are available to any interested party on the ADEM website in e-file under the heading Director's Correspondence. Goal 2, High Performing Work Environment, has several sub-goals or objectives that focus on resource management, including financial and physical and human resources, and other objectives under this goal focus on management activities that promote a high-performance organization. There are both ongoing objectives that are the same year to year and fixed horizon objectives that are to be accomplished within a specific time frame that may be 1 or more years. On the financial and physical resources side, in FY 2020, the department successfully worked with the governor's office, legislative leadership, and interested non-governmental individuals and entities to obtain the department's FY 21 general fund appropriation of $4 million, which represents about 7% of our operating budget. In 2020, the department was also successful in obtaining other financial resources in addition to our general fund appropriation and the normal programmatic funding from EPA. 3 noteworthy competitive grants were a $545,000 grant for lead testing in pre-K and daycare facilities, $500,000 for waterway litter reduction, and $200,000 for expansion of our exchange network to increase the department's efficiency through e-enterprise. In total, the department was able to obtain grant funding of nearly $3 million over and above normal programmatic funding. This was very good progress in our continuous effort to obtain innovative funding for the department. In FY 2020, the Birmingham Field Office lab renovations were completed, which was the last phase of upgrades to put that field office in shape for the long-term future. Additionally, we made significant progress on the other major physical resource upgrade, the multi-year Mobile Field Office development. As you know, the $5.9 million Restore Act grant awarded in FY 2019 and closed in FY 2020 made this project possible. In the human resource management effort to promote a high-performing work environment, the department has continued to recruit interns and co-op students with the objective of encouraging the most talented candidates to become permanent employees when they graduate. During 2020, we were able to recruit 4 interns and co-ops, which is down from prior years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The department has and will continue to focus on recruiting and advancing diversity within the department through specific initiatives, including recruiting at all Alabama and many out-of-state historically black colleges and universities. We recruit minority and disadvantaged candidates from many other regional colleges and universities as well. In keeping with the current trend in recruiting, we are also using online recruiting services. Another ongoing objective in the management of human resources is to promote professional development of our workforce, which is necessary to support a high-performance organization. Progress made includes, during FY 2020, more than 30 individuals completed a voluntary leadership training program developed by the department in cooperation with Auburn University Montgomery. The program trains ADEM professional staff who have not yet become managers. In total, 90 personnel have completed the program since its inauguration in 2019. In 2021, in the operating plan, we will continue the leadership training initiative. In 2020, the department began providing specialized accreditation training to assist our personnel seeking to achieve the professional engineer and professional geologist designations. The initiatives help develop and retain more of our high-achieving individuals. That program will continue in FY 2021. In FY 2020, we introduced you to 2 personnel who earned PE accreditation, 2 who earned the Certified Public Manager or CPM 1 designation, 7 who earned the Advanced CPM 2 designation, and several who earned other accreditation in their chosen fields of specialization. This list does not include the numerous continuing education programs our personnel engage in to maintain their accreditations. The FY21 operating plan will continue to emphasize obtaining and maintaining professional accreditation. Among the most significant personnel programs begun in 2020 and continuing in FY21 is the inauguration of teleworking. COVID-19 pandemic provided us the opportunity to undertake the teleworking experiment that the department has been considering for some time. An analysis of both job descriptions, classifications that is, and the individual personnel in those job classifications has been ongoing to determine suitability for teleworking. In 2020, the department, working again in cooperation with Auburn University Montgomery, developed a specialized program to train managers on how to manage a remote workforce. About 3/4 of our more than 100 supervisors have already received the training. The remaining supervisors will be trained in the next few weeks. Also within the broad goal of promoting a high-performing work environment, we will continue the practice of regularly using objective, relevant data to measure work performance. This is accomplished in part by presenting updated standard EPA dashboard analyses for the air, water, hazardous waste, and drinking water programs at commission meetings. We present these metrics to keep the commission and the public informed about performance, but as importantly, the department uses the dashboards to track its results, which is a necessary activity if we're to continue being a high-performing organization. The most recent dashboard updates show the department continues to beat national averages. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we began tracking additional comparative internal qualitative and quantitative productivity measures to determine teleworking success. This will continue in FY21. Finally, innovation is an important objective within the goal of achieving a high-performing work environment. As is typical, innovation ideas generated in FY 2020 led to tangible, concrete objectives for FY 21. For example, innovation led to new objectives in formal training programs for leadership, and telework management, environmental justice training for all employees, and electronic smoke school training for regulated industry. In virtual applications for inspection initiatives, online drinking water and wastewater operator certification, and expanding live streaming of departmental activities. In public outreach, such as PFAS sampling of all public drinking water systems and cooperative agreements with municipal governments to clean up unauthorized dumps. Innovation ideas in FY21 will no doubt lead to new objectives in FY22. Maintaining a high-performance organization requires continual improvement. Many of the objectives in the high-performing work environment goal, which includes providing financial, physical, and human resources, using data-driven performance measures, and promoting innovation, are ongoing endeavors that continue to move us forward, but by their nature are never fully completed. For that reason, a number of the objectives for FY21 in this broad category will remain as the same as they were in FY 2020. The third broad goal is credible relationships with external stakeholders. Objectives to achieve this operating plan goal include engaging at least twice per year with all interested regulated industry groups, as well as meetings with elected officials, state agencies, civic groups, and any group or individual interested in working with the department on environmental issues. The objective was achieved in 2020 and continues to be an objective for 2021. Specific community stakeholder groups reached out to will include low-income, minority, and disadvantaged communities. The FY21 plan calls for formal environmental justice training for all ADEM personnel. Updates on the department's environmental justice activities will be included periodically in my reports to the Commission. We document many of ADEM's outreach activities to these communities in a publication entitled Community Engagement, which is shown on the screen and available on our website. It is updated regularly to include new and expanded initiatives. The FY21 operating plan continues objectives to build credible relationships with outside stakeholders through our website by encouraging the public to use the e-maps, e-file, what's happening in your county, water quality information, and e-complaint applications available on our website to help citizens access information about their specific geographic areas of interest and, if needed, to voice their concerns. In part because of the COVID-19 social distancing requirements, in FY 2020, the department began live streaming commission meetings and rule-making hearings on our website. In FY 21, we will be looking for additional opportunities to connect with the public by this means. Also in FY 21, the department will begin an important effort to upgrade our website. The objective will be to make the website more user-friendly. This may require more than a single year to accomplish. In FY 2020, we began work with outside experts in media relations. That effort is showing results in improving communication with the public and will be a priority in FY21 operating plan. A few other objectives met in FY20, some of which will be ongoing in FY21, include implementing lead testing of drinking water fixtures at all Alabama public schools, expansion of the drinking water fixture lead testing program to daycare and pre-K facilities, mandatory PFAS testing at all public drinking water systems, and optimization studies to help individual municipal wastewater treatment systems reduce costs and improve operations. Altogether, the goal of credible relationship with external stakeholders includes 36 discrete objectives set out in the FY21 operating plan. The fourth and final ADEM operating plan goal is efficient and effective departmental operations. This is a critical element in the department's efforts to provide high-quality, cost-effective services to Alabama citizens. A major objective under this goal is to meet or exceed our detailed annual work plan commitments with EPA. Specific work plans are negotiated with EPA for the NPDES water program, the drinking water program under the Safe Drinking Water Act, the air program under the Clean Air Act, and the hazardous waste program under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. The department met all work plan commitments in FY 2020 despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Many other states' environmental programs required commitment waivers from EPA. Meeting or exceeding EPA work plan commitments continues to be an objective in FY 2021. For more than a decade, ADEM has invested considerable resources in electronic tools to promote public outreach and to improve the efficiency of our day-to-day work output. That investment in automation has allowed us to become the lowest cost provider of environmental regulation in the nation while maintaining among the highest quality performance in the nation. For 2020, the most significant new endeavor in this area was beginning the development and implementation of a new generation of computer software. All major internal electronic data entry, reporting, and performance tracking programs will be included. The software will be integrated among our in-house divisions, external regulated entities, and with EPA systems. We achieved all milestones through FY 2020 as scheduled. The project is due to be completed by the second quarter of FY 2022. With greater automation and increasing remote work, maintaining cybersecurity measures, including secure communication and data storage, as well as overall system backup, are important ongoing objectives in the operating plan. Other objectives under the efficient and effective departmental operations goal completed in FY 2020 include implementation of a beneficial use regulatory program for land application of non-hazardous solid waste, implementation of fish tissue testing efficiencies, establishment of electronic Joint Clean Water Act Section 404 and 401 application capability with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and placing water quality information signage at boat ramps, marinas, and other locations. Objectives from FY 2020 that will continue in FY 21 include regular formal and informal internal communication, regulated industry education initiatives, the stepped up state revolving fund loan program marketing to help address deteriorating water and wastewater infrastructure, especially in disadvantaged and small communities, and optimizing our water quality assessment program with an objective of possibly increasing our coverage area. Some of the new FY21 objectives include upgrades to our computer hardware to optimize performance and provide improved backup as well as system disaster recovery, developing online certification information to support upcoming regulation changes, and electronic registration, online license renewal, and reporting. Development of a certification database for air monitoring to support tracking of calibration gases. Completion of an expanded comprehensive campaign to reduce litter in our waterways, and implementation of a systematic planned schedule for laboratory equipment replacement to optimize productivity. Altogether, the goal of efficient and effective departmental operation includes 34 individual objectives set out in the FY21 operating plan. Additional information on progress in meeting the 81 objectives in our FY20 operating plan is available in the 6 ADEM update reports mentioned earlier that were prepared during FY 2020. Once again, these are available on the ADEM website. You received copies of the FY21 departmental operating plan with its 91 individual objectives. Additional copies are available on the table outside the meeting room for others who might be interested. While development of the department's operating plan is an annual activity, many of the initiatives focus on positioning the department to be a high-achieving organization for the long term. The long-term focus includes developing our future leaders through education and recognizing their accomplishments, establishing a routine of regularly measuring performance, embracing innovation, including modern leading-edge automation to allow high performance despite low funding, building lasting relationships with various stakeholder groups, and providing the physical facilities and other tools necessary to accomplish the department's mission. FY 2020 was a challenging and successful year. The FY 21 operating plan undertakings are ambitious. We plan to succeed again in FY 21. That concludes today's report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I have one.
Yes, sir.
Have we had any attempted cybersecurity breaches?
Excuse me. We have our computer people standing by here, and I can answer it. Yes. We have, of course, the spam and the other activities that the hackers try to put on. I don't know if we've had a concerted effort by some of the larger intrusive groups. Have we, that you're aware of?
I'm not aware of any, but we have firewalls and different applications and software set up to, monitor all that.
Well, I know some of the hospitals in the state have been.
Right.
Ransomware is a big issue for them.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, we have several layers in our firewall. We utilize our software vendors, Microsoft, as well as using the Department of IT down in at the state level. We have a standalone IT program here, but we coordinate with the state IT department.
Well, that's good to hear. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
There are organizations now that are doing cyber security training for employees to be able to recognize. I just went through one. Are you all do you have that in your?
Oh, yes, I finished the last piece of mine this week. As a matter of fact, every person in the department has a training program, and it's very helpful. And there's a refresher each year to make sure that they know how phishing attacks occur and those types of things. So, yes, that's very relevant to what we're trying to do.
Any other questions for the director? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The commission chair report, first let me just say that it's an honor to be associated with these people up here, and Kevin, who could not be with us today. This is a dedicated group of people. They're very serious about their business. They try to be fair and honest, and I feel honored to be able to serve with these people. Also, in addition to the director and his office staff, I'd like to make special mention of Debbie and Robert, who, without them, there are many times that I would be lost. And they're always willing to talk for how long it takes to get me in the right track, and I appreciate them very much. We've also brought up with the director the fact that we would like for the commission to be involved in sort of a continuing education program on CCR and PFAS. And they've indicated they're willing to do that. And, certainly in addition to helping train us and keep us up to date, we want the public to be able to visualize this kind of thing too. So I'd like just to say that we would really like to place emphasis on learning more about those two items and staying up to date, because those are going to be the hot button issues for a while, I'm afraid. All right, that's all I had. And now our next agenda item is the report and recommendation from the Personnel Committee on the ADM Director's job performance. Mr. Walton.
Yes, and I will try to speak loudly since I'm not mic'd up, and take my mask off so you can hear me better. Mr. Chair, members of the commission, we did a quorum of the Personnel Committee met this morning at 10 a.m. to review Director LaFleur's job performance for the past year. As you recall, the commission authorized us to seek input from the public through notice back in the summer, and overall we received 13 separate comments, some from individuals, some from groups, environmental groups. The majority of those comments were positive, as has been the past. The majority of the not so positive and encouraging for improvement comments came from our what I'll call environmental groups, the various river cooper groups. Many have been generally called for replacement of the director. I think it has been passed most every year. But in any event, we reviewed those and discussed the performance. And at this time, I'd like to make a recommendation of the committee that the commission retain Director LaFleur to serve in our director capacity for the upcoming year. That maintain his compensation is at the pay grade 90, step 18, which is the last step in pay grade 90. And that the commission authorize myself as the personnel committee chair to sit down with Director LaFleur and go over his performance, and to also execute the verification of understanding between the commission and director regarding this evaluation. So I submit that to the commission for adoption of my recommendation.
All right. Do I hear a motion that we adopt the recommendation of the Personnel Committee?
So moved.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
Mr. Chair, before we move on to the next agenda item, I have one other thing I'd like to mention that came up in our committee meeting. And it has to do with, I guess, recognition by the committee that Mr. LaFleur will not be a director forever. And that we as need to be prepared as best we can to understand what guidance or process we want to go through when that time comes to seeking a new director. Better understand compensation is one aspect. So we discussed that, and we'd like to have the commission authorize our committee to kind of do some evaluation of those processes and look into those things, and then come back to report to the commission at a later date. So I guess I'm presenting that as a motion to have the commission authorize our committee to take that study underway.
All right, we have another motion. We have,
Second.
okay. All right, all in favor say aye. Or raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mitch, that's a good idea, Tom. Thank you. Our next item is consideration of proposed amendments to Code 335-6 Water Quality Program Regulations, Indirect Discharge Permit and Pretreatment Rules. I'd like to call on the department to discuss this.
Honorable Chair, members of the Commission, I'm Jeff Kitchens. I am the Chief of the Department's Water Division. You have before you the complete hearing record for proposed revisions to the Water Program's Division 6 regulations. On June 21, 2020, the Department initiated the rulemaking process to consider proposed revisions to ADM Administrative Code, Chapter 335-6-5, which sets forth the indirect discharge permits and pretreatment rules. The Department's proposed revisions reflect the addition of Rule 335-6-5-.23 to adopt the federal effluent limitation guidelines for the dental office point source category. These technology-based pretreatment standards will reduce the discharge of mercury from dental offices into municipal sewage treatment plants known as publicly owned treatment works, or POTWs. The final rule requires dental offices to use amalgam separators and two best management practices recommended by the American Dental Association. No other revisions were made to the Department's regulations at this time. On August 25 of 2020, a public hearing was held to receive comments from interested persons regarding these proposed revisions. No persons offered comments during the hearing. Written comments were accepted any time during the public comment period, which extended from June 21 through August 25 of 2020. No written comments were received during this period. The Department respectfully requests that the Commission adopt these rule additions as proposed, and I'll be happy to try to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for the department? Thank you. All right. Do I have a motion to adopt this proposed amendment?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? I will say I talked to my dentist about it, and he's all for it, so. And they're already doing it, so. Anyway, let's call for the question. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Our next agenda item is GASP versus ADEM and MRE Crossville LLC, EMC docket number 1804. Debbie has circulated the hearing officer's report. I assume that everybody has read it. And so the hearing officer recommended that the recommendation be dismissed. And so, if is there any discussion on that, or do I need to just call for the question?
Well, how about I move to accept and dismiss?
Okay. We have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All right, let's call for the question. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Other business, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish Kevin McKinstry a continued and speedy recovery from his accident. And it's my understanding he's well on the way to that recovery. So we missed him today, and he was gonna try to come, but I told him under no circumstances he'd show up here. So our future business session, December 11th, 2020, does anybody have a known conflict with that? Is that gonna be okay? Tom, were you raising your?
I was saying that's good.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, I'm sorry.
I thought you were
That's
saying
been
you
me
had a
to confuse you.
conflict. Okay.
Thumbs up.
Okay, well, as far as, it looks like we're all set in for December 11th. Debbie, we didn't have anybody register this morning
No,
for
sir.
public comment. So, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the commission meeting.
So moved.
So moved.
And
Second.
All right. Let's all vote yes. Okay. All right, good. Thank you.